Is this just me, or does that sound like a Star Wars character?
Well, yeah, because there's a Star Wars character named Watto. He is the...
Oh, I was thinking of Vatu, which I think is a Avatar Legend of Korra character. Hello! Bye!
She's already left. They said hello.
Yeah, I know. And
She
bye.
said hello.
You're listening to the Janchi Show, hosted by 3 Korean American adoptees diving headfirst into what it means to be adopted, Korean, American, and more. And now, here's your hosts, Nathan, Patrick, and KJ.
Welcome back to the Janchi Show. It is I. I haven't rolled into one of these episodes in a long time. Welcome back for another week of the Janchi Show. I'm your host, Patrick Armstrong, here with my fellow co-hosts, Nathan Nowak and KJ Relke, and we are going to be diving all up in these greetings today as we talk a little bit about
the greetings.
a little bit about a holiday coming up next week. Seollal, or wait, did I just pronounce it incorrectly?
No,
Seollal. Seollal.
Yeah, seollal.
Seollal.
It's not seollal.
Yeah, I'm emphasizing in the wrong.
I
think I'm putting
받으세요.
unnecessary emphasis on something. Anyways, that's what we're going to be talking about, Lunar New Year today. But before we do that, how are you guys doing?
Great. Ready for a new year.
I feel like we have nonstop talked about the new year.
I know,
but this
right?
one is different
It's a
because
different
we're
New Year.
talking. This is the cultural significance of seollal, and I'm really excited to dig into it because, like, one of the things that has been interesting to me, like, obviously in the West, the calendar, the whatever Gregorian calendar New Year is important. But I also have heard from a number of sources now that Japan also celebrates New Year's in like the Western Gregorian calendar, whatever, and that it's a big deal. So Nathan, I'm curious, has New Year's been traditionally a big deal for your wife and her family?
Good first question.
Yes. I mean, we do not the Lunar New Year, but the regular New Year in January. Her family did always have like a function, and we would have a soup that we would eat that had, similar to the tteokguk that Koreans make. It's just a very simple soup with a little rice cake in it, but there's this mochi. And we would always have that. We would do a cheers toast and drink the soup, and hopefully that brings good luck and good fortune and everything. So I have done it for the years that I have been married with my wife, but prior to that, I didn't. It was always the very standard New Year's for me: go party somewhere and drink champagne at midnight. So,
well, yeah, like the New Year's Eve kind of thing. But like New Year's Day is the big day.
It's the day that
for,
we actually celebrate for her family, right?
Would you like travel and go and be with her family? And was it like a big gathering kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it was 20, 30 people, sometimes more, but it was a big potluck. But it wasn't that far, I guess you could say, because we lived pretty close to where everyone would hold it. But yeah, what about you guys?
In these pandemic times, 20 to 30 people sounds like a whole bunch.
I know, right? Doesn't that make you nervous a little bit right now?
A stadium worth of people.
Too many people sounds like. Even if we're all standing 6 feet apart.
Yeah, right. Same, like New Year's Eve was always the big thing, but New Year's Day was like the day of recovery. It was not really that important. I don't really have more to say about that.
Same.
From my perspective.
Yeah, just did the normal party college thing for a long time, even after I wasn't in college anymore. And then, recovered on the first. Like, I don't know. I know people that it's like their favorite holiday. But for me, it was just another day, I guess. I never had a bunch of significance because I always took a real 3 months to start writing the correct year on stuff. So I would always write so it's 2022 now, but I still am writing 2021 sometimes. And it takes me a long time to catch back up.
I thought you meant like you would take the 3 months prior. So it'd be the end. It would be like November 2021. You'd be like, I just got to get ready for the new year. So it's November 2022.
I mean, that's probably what I should do. That's probably what I should do. Yeah, but that's what it means for me.
All right. There's a podcast that I listen to where the host is, I think he's like 7th generation Japanese American. But he was like, like New Year's Day was always like a huge family thing. And then I read an article, I think it was a guest writer on Next Shark or something, who was talking about how she wasn't able to go home and be with her family for New Year's, but she's Japanese American, and like her mom was the keeper of Japanese culture. And so like all those things, Nathan, that you were talking about from the soups and all those, it was just like, there was nobody there really to do that. And she was like, her whole thing was like, I just wonder what we've lost in moving to America. And, you know, because it is just inherently so different, even while you try to hold on to these bits of culture. And I talked to another of my friends and she was like, yeah, it's a big deal. So I just wonder, like, as we think about blending cultures and finding our way into Korean culture, you know, it's just like, I wonder, like, from our perspective, it's the privilege of addition, but knowing that there is a type of loss and sadness that comes around these blended identities, around holidays, especially, that we all, as a global people, celebrate, regardless of if it's the Gregorian New Year or the Lunar New Year. But yeah, I don't know.
I like it. The more celebrations, the better for me.
Well, it's like I just want a nonstop party.
I'll celebrate
Just,
the night before.
I hate my liver.
I'll celebrate, you know. Oh, we always drink non-alcoholic stuff at her family's house. It was always sorry, it was always the cider, apple cider.
I wouldn't like going there. No, I'm just kidding. I like the idea of seollal because I think, you know, we're talking about this, we're referencing from the Korean Culture Dictionary, something that previous listeners of the show might remember from some other
Shout out, Usung Kang.
And in the book, it talks about how, like, Japan instituted the Gregorian New Year as like the New Year during their colonial rule. And it talks about seollal being reclamation, essentially, by the Korean people to take that back. And I really like that idea. And I think, KJ, what you're talking about with the blending of cultures for us, I think that's one way that I want to start being better about honoring, because I think it's important, because as an adoptee, you know, as I go to reclaim the culture, it's like it holds more an additional significance, I guess I should say, because of that, because of where it sits and where it lies within the culture itself. So count it.
I also love that part of the reclamation is when they brought back seollal, it was originally Folklore Day, and then they actually gave it its original name, and it was a 3-day holiday. And then the New Year holiday was also a 3-day holiday, and they were like, by 1999, they were like, yeah, it can just be 1 day. We don't need all that business.
Yeah, 3 days. That's a lot. It's a lot of celebration.
It's also like 6 days in the span of like a month and a half that you like the government is telling you to take off, and you're like, I mean, like, we're all about celebration, but maybe let's just pick one, and we're gonna pick ours and not the one that was forced on us.
Heaven forbid we have 6 days off during the month.
Yeah. Well, who was complaining about that? That's what I want to know.
Well, the people weren't, obviously.
The capitalists.
The capitalists. Yeah. The capitalists. Yeah. The capitalists were 100% complaining about it.
Yeah.
I was reading online. I like one of the things that some Koreans do is they hide their shoes, as they believe that if a person's shoes go missing, it's because ghosts have taken them away and bad luck will follow for the whole year. I'm going to start hiding my shoes on New Year's Day just to see if that works.
Oh, yeah. The ghost name is Yagwang, and it comes down to where people live. This just says, the book says tries on children's shoes.
Where are you seeing
and
this
takes
at?
the ones that fits their feet. It's page 182.
A lot of
takes the one that fits their feet, so that's why they hide their shoes.
There's a lot
Or
of
children hide
ghosts
their
in
shoes.
Korean culture. What's that about?
I think it's just like proximity to spirits and
Okay.
like Taoism and shamanism and all those kinds of things. Like there's just more. I don't know. They like Christianity hasn't been around on the continent long enough for it to eradicate all mention of ghosts and other supernatural spirits. But yeah, the other one that's interesting is a weird New Year's superstition is don't sleep on New Year's Eve or your eyebrows will turn white. So I don't know what that's about.
But the custom of staying up them when you're drunk.
The custom of I see. For children who couldn't overcome sleepiness, they were teased by parents who put white flour on their eyebrows. What a prank!
I know, right? You wake up and your eyebrows are white.
That's a subtle way, like grind culture, it just gets internalized by you. It's just like, I'm gonna put this here to make them think that they need to be up working harder. Just gonna haze my child with some flour.
But also one of the major foods that's eaten on seollal or even just regular New Year's is tteokguk, which is rice cake soup. So I've now had it 3 times, and I really like it. Nathan, have you?
I made it last year once, and but I didn't have the rice cakes. So
did you use
made
like tteokbokki?
No, I used actually. Yeah, you're right. I did a tteokbokki noodles that I made, and then I put that in there. But I sliced them up as if I could. So this year I actually bought the bigger, flatter, round noodles. And so, I'm going to put those in there, and I got some bone broth and everything. So it's a pretty easy recipe, Patrick. I know you said that.
I was going to say, I still haven't made it. I don't even know if I've tried it. Did we try it?
No, I don't think so.
It's not dissimilar from some of the stuff that we ate, like hangover soup that we ate.
Just a very light brothy soup.
It's real good. Basically, you just even if you want to make your own stew meat, you just get some stew meat and then boil it for 30 minutes and then add the stuff and you're basically done.
So I just boil the stew meat and then add the extra ingredients.
It's essentially
you add broth
with noodle. Rice cake.
All right,
you add very minimal things. It's so easy. But dokguk is it is rice cake. So like flavor wise, it won't taste that different from tteokbokki. But the
broth had like ginger, right, or something in it. I thought, or was it? No, it was garlic. What was the little addition to it? I know you sent me another recipe that I haven't looked at yet, but
so the way that I made it this most recent time, it's stew meat that you boil with onion. Then once that's all done, you add some green onion. Onion and green onion, like the white part. And then when it's all done, you add in the green part of the green onion, some soy sauce for soup, which is like a special kind of soy sauce, and then some seaweed if you want, some egg if you want.
Oh, it was the egg. That's right.
That's kind of it. Like it's real simple and delicious and filling. Oh yeah, and then liberally salt and pepper. So
that does sound good.
I think
so. A little bit of sesame. Yeah, the eggs is what my kids really liked because I made it flat and then I sliced it like I saw in the recipe, where it was like almost like
you did the mungchi style.
I guess, where it was like little like shavings of it, I guess. And my kids thought that was really good, even though all it was egg.
Well, so you like separate out the egg white from the yolk, and then you do the yolk, you scramble it, and then put it, and then you julienne the egg yolk.
Yeah, and they thought that was really good. So, which is funny because
I do have 2 cookbooks now, so I should probably have recipes for that.
There you go.
2 Korean cookbooks, specifically.
Okay, let's
I probably have some recipes.
Hold Patrick to it.
Well, now that I know, I didn't do it on the Gregorian calendar, which I don't know if I even knew it was called Gregorian, even though I did know that, I think. But now I know I have another month. So, another week, I guess I should say.
Yeah, according to this.
When this episode is airing.
You can do it.
I can do it.
The dokguk comes from like a larger rice cake called karetok, which is a long white cylindrical rice cake. The long shape symbolizes longevity, and then when you slice it, it symbolizes prosperity because the little sliced rice cakes look like the old traditional Korean coins. So that's why like it won't taste that different from tteokbokki, but
it's just rice cake.
The reason that you use the dokguk is for like the visual symbolization of longevity and prosperity.
And that's like isn't the Chinese New Year they do long noodles, longevity noodles.
Oh really?
Yeah, so the longer the noodle, same thing kind of concept where
I don't feel like we do that in America. We don't like wish people long lives, right? I feel like the closest we get is many happy returns, and even then they're like, "Are you from the 20s?"
Yeah. I was gonna say half the time I feel like it's just cheers, drink.
Yeah, we're actively making our lives shorter normally.
In
America. Yeah.
So if anyone's celebrating next week, be safe. Daily PSA.
Well, it's a 3-day is it still 3-day celebration? Like the regular
PSA.
Or is it just the 1 day? February 1st.
Yeah, it's just February 1st. But the festivals will probably happen on the weekend because it's not.
That's what you're talking about when it got reduced. I thought you were talking about the other, just the regular or the initial or the January 1st New Year's.
Yeah, J1 New Year got reduced to 1 day, but seollal is 3 days.
Oh, still 3 days. All right, perfect.
Yeah, seollal and chuseok are like the big ones.
That's what I thought.
And those are both 3 days.
I knew that. I remember that chuseok was 3 days. I'm retaining some knowledge,
Way to go.
Okay. It's all about repetition. Now
I know I don't repeat it enough. I don't repeat it
Janchi
often
Show.
enough. I need to repeat. repeat. And I want to really start making some of this food. Like, I really got to be on that. So
I mean, Korean food is like honestly really simple. I don't know. I haven't tried to make that much, but everything I have tried is pretty simple. It requires like minimal chopping, and then you put it all together.
Yeah,
like in a heated element, whether that's a heated pot or boiling water.
I will say that I feel like that is how all the meals are or have been when we've
all the traditional ones.
Eaten.
Obviously, I haven't tried to make like Korean fried chicken.
Oh, sure.
But,
Ooh,
that sounds good.
We were almost going to go
So
today
hungry.
to a Korean fried chicken place. One just opened up next to our house. It's Korean fried chicken and beer. And
chimek.
it's literally right next to
Nice.
our house, like 8 minutes away. And yeah, it's the pictures online. And they do all kinds of things like fusion stuff too, where, and you know how much I love fusion.
You love fusion. I was just about to say, we know
It's
Nathan
got-
loves fusion.
Kimchi and bulgogi French fries and stuff like that. So
Ooh,
Damn, that sounds
yeah.
good. I will say that I've been using that kimchi salt a lot. I just
nice.
used it last night on some noodles. So getting a little splash
You're
Some nudes.
welcome.
Nice.
on my
Love
nudes.
the kimchi salt on the nudes.
Classic nudes.
Sarah doesn't appreciate me saying nudes.
I don't either. I had no clue
Classic
what you guys were talking
kimchi
about for a
nudes.
second. And
The
I'm
noodles.
Like, I'm feeling awkward.
NOODS.
Yeah, nudes, and then blueberries are shortened to bloobs.
Bloobs.
Nudes and bloobs.
Nudes and bloobs. Welcome to the new Janchi Show section, Nudes and Bloobs, where we talk about noodles and
Yikes.
blueberries.
What a terrible combination.
I bet there's a world where that tastes good. Probably
No.
like a
No, I was
like a
gonna
puree,
say
like
no.
a blueberry puree
You know
with
what,
some
Nathan?
sort of
I charge you of finding a good nudes and bloobs recipe
I'm
and then
looking it
posting
up
it in
right
the
now.
after
I did-
party.
I don't think I can not think of any.
You could
sweet
figure it
noodle
out.
Recipe.
You made a janchi grilled hot dog
Yeah, but-
cheese.
Okay, I'll
and
say that I
tomato
typed
soup
this into
thing.
noodles with blueberries into the Google search bar, and no suggestions came up.
No search results.
No suggestions
Amazing.
came up
Wow.
in
When
like,
you
the drop
stumped
down.
Google, you've really found yourself into a weird place in the internet.
That's
All
a
right.
good.
Oh, there are
maybe
some
that's a good
recipes.
area to take over. Right
Blueberry soba noodle salad,
there. Okay.
Thai noodles with blueberries and peanuts,
Gross.
Yeah.
wild blueberry noodle kugel,
Kugel.
Kugel. I don't know what that is.
Kugel.
Yep.
All right.
Just cottage cheese.
sounds like
sounds pretty
What?
good.
Fruit
No,
and cottage
nope, I'm
cheese
out.
is good. I do like
I don't.
that.
I don't mess with cottage cheese.
Creamy blueberry pasta recipe. Marla
Nope.
Meredith.
Not going to be on that either.
Blueberry
No.
Oh,
I
definitely.
can't think.
I was
of,
like, Marla
Ugh.
Meredith sounds like the whitest person's name I've ever heard. And then I was like, well, wait. We're, as adoptees, that could be, names are misleading, I've learned.
oh, true.
But,
That's true.
And then immediately popped up a white person. So confirmed it immediately, didn't even try. Anyways, sorry to derail us on the nudes and
that
bloobs.
was nudes and bloobs with the Janchi Show.
Dang it. I forgot I opened the segment up. Good way to close that segment off.
We should own that hashtag now somehow.
Nudes
No, that's a
and
terrible
bloobs.
hashtag.
That is hilarious. I'm using it.
That's your new
Yikes.
Twitter handle.
Okay, other New Year / seollal traditions is the sebe and the solbim. Sebe, Jerry, I think, has alluded to a number of times
Yeah.
in real life. That's where you make the New Year's bow to your elders, and then your elders give you money, which is fantastic. Unless you're the elder, in which case you broke now.
But you get people bowing to you all the time, so you're like, it's okay.
I mean, would you rather have respect and honor, or would you rather have that money still in your pockets?
It depends on how much you're giving.
Well,
away.
when you're
Depends on how old you are.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
If I'm old enough, I'm just like, you have all the money.
Right.
I don't need any of this.
I was gonna say, if you're old enough,
But
it
if I'm
probably
like,
doesn't matter at all.
what if I had like just graduated college and I'm like, I'm barely not broke and I got to give money to my nieces and nephews?
you know
No.
there are little kids that are like
Yeah.
targeting people. They're like, yep, here we go. We're gonna go bow to him and him and him and her.
he drives a nice car.
yeah.
Let's go bow over there.
Let's
drives a
just
Tesla.
go bow over there. Just a bunch of bowing rackets happening in South Korea.
I don't think that's actually how the Sebe works, but yeah, I think that there is a fair amount of traveling and bowing and logistical planning so that you can go bow to your maternal grandparents and your paternal grandparents, and then if you have any aunties and uncles in the area. But I wonder if that if there's like a way that you could zoom the Sebe and like how that would work.
All of a sudden, your Venmo account goes ding.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know.
There probably is a QR style code. You bow and you scan.
You
at the
have
same
to
time.
bow
Yeah.
to scan the thing.
Yeah.
I've placed a QR code on the ground.
It's on the top of your head.
That's really funny. Oh, that would be smart. You had to like wear your Venmo QR code on the top of your head.
So as
you have to bow
down,
very deeply to me.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying that, and then for some elderly people though, you probably have to walk them through how to scan.
Yeah,
on
they'd
their
be
phone.
like, okay, so
like
this
my
is
mom
how
would need
they're
assistance.
They're like, I'm not doing that. Here's a cash check.
I don't have this.
Anytime we've went to a restaurant, which has been infrequent during the pandemic, but they have the QR menus now, and my mom never fails. I can't get this open, even when I show her. Like the next time, forgotten. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
My parents don't even bring their phones sometimes, so it's like, oh, well, that kind of defeats the purpose then. If you don't have a phone,
Sometimes I do creep on my dad's location, and I can tell he's at a place, but I don't know what place because his phone is definitely in the parking lot. I'm like, is he at the grocery store?
He's
is he
at a
picking up
strip
lunch?
mall,
Like,
and there's just he could be in any
it's
number
just
of
like-
these places.
yeah, but his phone is in the parking lot, so he's just like he's definitely in none of those places.
There's emergency. He is somewhere over here. I don't know where.
Which
though.
is it's especially funny when I'm going, like I'm meeting my parents because my mom will have her phone on her, you know. So it'll be like my location, her location, and then my dad like way off to the left. And I'm like, all right, well,
I don't use
guess
that.
I'll have to
anymore.
triangulate.
I don't use that at all. Do you
Really?
use that
It's
a
just
lot?
handy.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Interesting.
I mean, it's just to know sometimes instead of having to call and go, hey, where are you? You just quickly pop it open and look at it. You know, I mean, if you're like expecting them to say be home and they're bringing dinner home, or you know, we run errands and things and the kids are out or whatever, and it's like, okay,
flex.
who's going to go pick up the kids? Well, let's see. How far are you? So-
It just feels like I realize that it's already here and I have a phone that's already doing it, but like it just feels like one step too far. Like I don't need to know exactly where you are at any moment.
I
any given
mean,
moment.
I would say the one step, not to shame anyone who's using this, but like the one step too far for me, having not grown up with it, is Life 360.
Wait, what is that?
Which it's what a lot of parents have on their kids' phones. And so like that will like notify them. Like the parents will get a push notification when the kids leave the house. So the parents will get a push notification if they're
yeah,
driving
that's too much.
over the speed limit.
Okay,
the parents
that's
will get
too
a push
far.
notification if they arrive at their friend's house. Like so
What?
many things.
Over
I'm
the
like
speed limit?
that's a lot.
Whoa.
So yeah, I don't know, but I'm just like that's a lot.
Wow.
I just like that just takes away all the trust, you know? Like
No
the find my
trust.
location thing is just like it's like a simple thing of convenience, but like yeah, sometimes you're like, oh, this is a lot. So
Yeah.
no shame if that's what you use. This is just the opinion of a millennial who didn't grow up with that technology.
I say that's
So-
crazy, but then again, I fil like I have video cameras in every room in my house. So
Nathan's like, you know, I say that's crazy, but then also the Patriot
it's-
Act.
at the same time, you're like, yep. If I tell my wife that, she's gonna go get it.
Well, when she listens to this episode in 2 years, it'll be too late.
What?
I don't know.
In 2 years?
Does she listen? Does she listen to episodes? I don't know.
but we don't
sometimes.
really commute anymore. So at the moment,
See, exactly. That's when my wife listens to all her episodes, podcasts. It's in the car. And now her commute is 15 minutes, and podcast episodes are generally 90 minutes. It's like, that's 4 trips
you
in your
better
car.
bump that up to 2x times
4
the
trips,
speed.
6 trips. I don't know. Anyways,
Math is hard, man.
math is hard.
So yeah, so that's a long way off topic of this hebe. But
Forgot what we were talking about.
I'm curious. I was interested in this holbim because
Oh, yeah.
this
that's
is
what I was just looking
another Korean traditional dress, and like I've only known the hanbok, but this holbim is like I don't know, like it visually it looks similar to me, but I think it has more layers. And like an overcoat is mentioned, and boys have one and girls have another, and there's like certain colors, which is real cute. I don't know what they do for non-binary children, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like, oh look, we have more traditional clothing than just the hanbok, which like I knew had to exist, but it's just nice to see this holbim being a thing. If you want to Google it, it's seollbim. But it's just nice to see something different and like a new way of like traditional ancestral honoring and ringing in the new year and those kinds of things.
Well, I like that it represents, like it says, represents the resolution or a resolution, I guess I should say, for the new year. So, well, like I don't feel like our clothes in America, where we don't do stuff like that. You get dressed up for New Year's,
Yeah.
but your clothes don't hold a specific significance. It's just like other than your
especially
Instagram
as
feed.
guys.
That's true.
Yeah. Like as guys, you're like, there's casual, there's business casual, there's sporty boy, there's formal,
Spicy boy.
there's black tie formal. But then like even for girls, like I just learned, wait, I forgot. What's the length of dress that it is? T-length.
T-length,
What the
yeah.
junk is T-length. Yeah, so I just found out that that is a thing. Like there's just so much variation for female clothing, and so I'm just like, man, I don't know how to do that. But it's nice to like, yeah, to have a piece that is significant. Even like, you know, like Scottish kilts often have like a lot of significance woven into those things. But in America, they're just like, yeah, we're a young nation. We don't have significance.
Yeah, and then it's like you hang on to that, and it means something even when you're 50. You know, and it's like something you can share with your children, even though they're probably not going to wear your solbim. You know, they're going to have their own. But I think that's what I like about actually just any other culture. I feel like other than American culture is like there's other added significance, and like that's really personal. And I feel like in American culture, your significance is always tied to back to the country itself in some way, and it never goes personal. So that's one of the reasons I like to think that I'll be able to start celebrating this a little bit more seriously, because I want to have that connection. That was the whole reason to start any of this in the first place.
Yeah.
And for those who have not looked already or do not know, the Zodiac sign for the Lunar New Year for 2022 is the tiger. So
what does that mean? You got a definition for us?
Tiger, yeah. Tiger's personalities
That's not a good tiger.
That sounded like you were sick.
Active and full of valor and vigor. They're ambitious, adventurous. It does say there's some unlucky traits to tigers. So I don't know.
Like getting stuck on a boat with a single Voyager. Life of Pi
Maybe
style.
Life of Pi style.
Literary cut.
The old lit cut, the LC.
But so yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to hear how it goes with. Is anyone a tiger? Any of you guys out there, listening? Let us know. Do you like? Being a
I thought you were
tiger? asking
asking us. I was like, nope, I was a horse.
What do you guys? You said you were a horse. What about you, KJ?
Rooster.
Rooster.
This one says tiger people. I just realized it starts with tiger people.
Where you at?
Tiger people are seen as sensitive, given to deep thinking, capable of great sympathy. They can be extremely short-tempered, however. Other people have great respect for them, but sometimes tiger people come into conflict with older people or those in authority.
Tiger people.
Just say that, yeah, they can be suspicious too.
Oh, tiger compatibility, most compatible with horse and dog. So it makes sense. I'm pretty sensitive. I don't know what the horse is. Let me go look that up while you guys keep talking.
All right.
I'm the year of the dragon. So.
Ooh, I just came across the dragon.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Nice.
The mightiest of the signs.
The mightiest.
My wife has always said that the reason I'm lucky sometimes is because of my zodiac sign.
They prefer to live by their
I
own
believe it.
rules, and if left on their own, are usually successful. That's what it says
All
right
right.
here.
There you
For
go.
horses?
No, for dragon.
Hey, here you go. While dragons frequently help others, rarely will they ask for help. You think that's true of you?
Yeah,
All right.
it's true.
Most compatible
me.
with monkey
Do the
and
rooster.
rat. What is a rooster?
Do the rooster.
All right, let me find it. The rooster. Persons born in a rooster year, so not rooster people, but persons born in a rooster
Whatever.
year are said to be shrewd, industrious, outspoken, and definite when making decisions. Many are
Definite or indefinite?
definite,
Oh, okay, cool.
not like Chidi from The Good Place. Definite in their making decisions.
Yeah.
Good cut by
Oh,
me.
my stomach hurts.
It also says sociable and very well dressed.
Many are extravagant and a bit of a dreamer. What do you think about that?
You might say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
Say I'm a
Okay, here's one.
dreamer.
Read the fine print carefully because that is where unpleasant surprises reside. Do you feel like you have fine print covering up the surprises, unpleasant surprises in your life?
I mean, I would argue that adoption is a fine print.
That's
So
actually
maybe?
very true. I would say this is coming from bestofkorea.com, so I don't know how much we trust the
legit.
veracity of these. Oh, this horse one is too long. People born in the year of the horse. I don't like that they've only did tiger people, but everybody else are people born in that year. I want to be a horse person. Are popular. Seen as cheerful, skillful with money, and perceptive. Although they sometimes talk too much. Nailed it. Nailed it.
Bingo.
That's amazing.
Okay, here we go. They are very independent and rarely listen to advice. Great.
Wow.
They're said to be too independent.
How did they know?
Impatient and hot-blooded. This is describing me very well.
Yep.
Wise, talented, and good with their hands. All right, that's all I'm going to read. Thank you, bestofkorea.com, for these definitions and whichever website Nathan is on. But we're compatible with tiger people, so it makes sense.
Yeah, the only time I ever actually looked at the traits or the years of the Chinese Zodiac was when I was at a Chinese restaurant.
Dude, same.
Did you remember there was always that red?
There's always that placemat that had
Yeah.
and it was like the red thing and
I always thought that was amazing, and I don't know why. It was such a simple, and it was like every single meal we would have there, we would always ask, "What are you? What are you?" Because I would never remember what my parents were or my sister. I probably actually couldn't tell you right now.
Do you remember what I am?
So you're the talkative one.
He doesn't remember you're the loud one.
The horsey.
Okay, yeah, I'm talking too much.
But yeah, so, I don't know. I always thought that was interesting. I'm curious if that's what everyone else thought. I never thought anything else about it, though. I mean, it wasn't like, I don't know. I didn't connect with it or other than saying, what I was and what everybody was. It was more just something to do to kill the time before your food came.
I think that I remember those placemats, but I don't think I ever, like you, Nathan, bought or thought about it at all because my zodiac sign is Pisces, so I was the fish, and I hated that. I was like, "That's so stupid."
You're Greek,
or the Greek one, whatever that is.
Zodiac,
and I hated that. So I think that might have fueled a little bit of my rejection of really digging into that because it was like, I don't want to find out I'm something not fun, but I like horses, so I'm down for that. And I've also come around
now
to Pisces.
I'm curious to cross-reference and see what... Okay, so you just read Rooster, and I just looked up Cancer traits, and this one says, deeply intuitive and sentimental, Cancer can be one of the most challenging zodiac signs to get to know, emotional and sensitive, care deeply about matters of the family and their home. Cancer is sympathetic and attached to people they keep close. I don't know, it's just interesting... Oh, lack of patience. This is really long. All right, I have regrets, but they're the descriptions are so different.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's I never put too much stock in it. Cause I'm I know that you could read yourself into any of those things, but then also is there a not just descriptive but prescriptive nature of this? Well, I'm a rooster person. That means I must be like this, as opposed to being no, forget this. This might be written in the stars, but a man can't change the stars.
Right.
Whatever.
Well, it's it gives you an out too
Fletcher.
for I think for you act in a certain way.
Oh, for any of your
in a
bad traits,
behavior.
you're it was written in the stars.
I'm a horse person. Sorry,
I can't do anything about it.
A man can't change the stars.
I don't get the reference.
Man, that's a reference to A Knight's Tale starring the great Heath Ledger. Go watch it.
Movie.
It's incredible.
I've only watched it once.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I know that people really enjoy it, but I've only watched it once a long time ago.
Yeah. No, it's a good one.
All right,
I don't
fine.
know if it holds up,
too,
but it's good.
Yeah.
Well, fine. I will watch it sometime. But I feel like we've gotten so far off track now that we're talking about Heath Ledger.
You guys want snack or food? Speaking of feasting.
Seollal to... I just did it again. Seollal.
Seollal alaikum.
I'll get it at some point. Repetition.
I just got to put this out there. I want to just blow through it. This is what else do Koreans do on Seollal. There's a traditional Korean game where you just throw sticks into a canister called Tuho.
Awesome.
There's a board game called Yutnori, which I think I've heard about, but I don't know really how that works. There's some Lucky Charms, a fortune bag, and a fortune strainer called Bokjumoni and Bokjori. And then Hwatu is the card game that you always see all the Koreans playing. But Hwatu is, well, it translates as Battle of the Flowers, but that's the name of the card set. So there's Cards Against Humanity cards, there's poker cards, there's Uno cards, but Hwatu is the card set, and the game that they play with it is often Go Stop
or
Go
flower
Sit
card game, Godori. Yeah, it's multiple
Battle
names.
of Flowers, yeah. So yeah, and this card game, some say that Hwatu was introduced from Japan during the Japanese occupation, but it's estimated that Hwatu was introduced to Korea in the late Joseon period, so it might predate Japanese occupation. But now that I know what the card game, what the card deck is called, I want to buy it and figure out how to play Go Stop because it seems fun, and also it has a reputation for being fun enough that people play it at funerals to really, no pun intended, liven up the atmosphere. so that the hosts of the funeral can focus on hosting and not about being sad. So,
well, don't go buy it. Surprise! Okay. Open up your boxes.
Everyone, look under your seats.
So the card game will be included in the snacks I'm sending, so you guys will get that here shortly.
Oh, very nice. Cheers, man. Thank you. Yeah. I've still not sent you anything, so call back to last year. Still haven't got you a gift.
I still have not sent you anything. I'm still a terrible person.
I'm just gonna wait for you to bow, and then
all right, and then you'll give me more stuff. Perfect. I dropped a link in the chat to a YouTube video for how to play Tuho. Is that how you say it?
Watu.
Yeah, but
well,
very interesting game.
We'll play it.
We should play that.
We'll play it next time we're all together.
Yes, we should play it. Oh, the card game?
Yes.
Oh, I was talking about the stick game, but okay, we can do both.
The stick.
We can do both.
Fun too, I'm sure.
I get really disappointed. I was like, oh, I want to do the sticks. Okay, yeah, let's do. Were we doing food?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do
it. All right, let's do it.
Do a quick one. All right.
One quick
food
to go.
Just a second.
받으세요.
Yes.
Got it.
Welcome back to the Janchi Show.
Thank you.
This is where we dive into some food.
I like it.
That I found at my
diving
local
in, going
H-Mart.
deep. And over my head, I want to be. Caught in the rush, stuck in the flow. And over my head, I want to go. The river's deep. The river's wide. The river's water is alive. So sink or swim, I'm diving in. What are we diving into?
We're diving into strawberries.
That was nice. That was smooth.
There's an old Christian song.
I have no clue what this is.
That makes a lot of sense. It's Peekaboo Pororo.
It's another Pororo. Yes, he is
Peekaboo
everywhere.
Pororo.
From the English translation, in the back it says a grain rice cracker, strawberry flavor. I don't know what
it
it
looks
says
good.
on the front.
Looks like mini churros, but with strawberry filling.
And it's got Pororo on the front as a little farmer with a giant strawberry in a strawberry field. And I'm assuming these are going to be good. I don't know. I know how you guys like chocolate flavors more.
Ooh, that's got a heavy.
I like Korean strawberry.
Heavy strawberry aroma.
Scent.
I know my kids are going to devour this after I open it. So
this is not what I expected it to look like.
These look. I'm not going to lie. These look dangerously close to the cornchy, which contained or was coated in the cold liquid. We did not enjoy it.
It looks powdery, like the outside.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what the corn cheese looked like.
It smells great, though. I think it's a good strawberry smell.
Yeah, so the thing that I ate last week, whose name I've already forgotten, because they're both rice-based, they have like a similar kind of texture to them, which I think I really like, which I assume that's like mochi is just like rice flour stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a special thing. So I think I'm just really here for mochi, rice flour things. The Korean says, hanip crispy roll. So whatever hanip is, one something crispy roll, maybe.
These are, I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying this.
I'm digging it.
The strawberry is like a little tart for me, but overall I enjoy it. Sarah gave it one thumb up and a big old smile.
This thing says 2 servings per container, and then it says serving size 2 pieces. So I'm getting some mixed messages here.
That's what I was saying about my snack. Because I was like, there's either 1 serving or 1 serving is 100 things. Oh no.
I would probably venture to say that 2 pieces are a serving size. These things are not, I guess they are a little hollow, but they're pretty solid through and through.
Yeah, they are. I don't know who it's made by, though. Doesn't really say the name or the brand.
Pororo.
Just says it's imported by Soul Trading.
Iconics.
Copyright Iconics. Well, I think that's the
Iconics
company.
Sounds like the name of a teen superhero group.
That's what it says on the right too.
Pretty big package. So if anyone's looking for it,
it's tasty. It's a little crumbly. Or there's like, I guess like rice flour stuck like clumped together inside the bag, which makes it a little gross to dig into. Because
they're big. They're like mini marshmallows almost size.
Here's the thing. I know I'm being really critical, but I don't like when I reach into a bag and I come away and my knuckles have stuff on.
Same. You know? Flaming hot. Any chip. Any flaming hot chip. Maybe you're supposed
to put it in a bowl, you heathens.
Absolutely not. If anything, if it's a big bag.
Why would you put it in a resealable bag if you're supposed to put it in a bowl?
If it's a big, it's a big bag, I'll cut it in half the bag at some point so I can just dip right in. Because I don't want that stuff on my hands. I get you. I feel you on that.
I do the same thing. So,
pretty good. Can't you just do this?
No,
But you're dumping the
dude,
stuff
that's a
out all
two-handed-
over your hands.
It's a two-handed operation.
No,
okay,
nothing came out. Nothing came
Don't
out
be
except
ableist.
one of the little Pororo rolls.
We're not there to verify that, so I don't believe you.
scrum diddly
Yeah, I'm liking these. I'm
a big
gonna
old
save
fan.
some for my kids. All right,
Yes.
ratings. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5. I think it's just all around really good. I don't really have too many flaws or anything or any criticisms. And praise wise, I think the strawberry flavor honestly is perfect for me. Like the perfect strawberry to like outer coating. I think it would be a 5 if it was chocolate. And I think that might just be craving chocolate right now. But yeah, 4.5 out of 5.
okay. I like it. The more I eat it, it reminds me of like a cereal type thing,
Same.
which I think is really nice.
Yeah.
I don't think it's milk based at all, but yeah. So I enjoy that, and I really can't stand the packaging where I'm getting crumbs all over my knuckles. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Really enjoyable. I could do the thing where I take it out of the package, but like, why would I do the thing? You know?
Why would you?
So pretty good. And I think strawberry is probably its best flavor. I think the chocolate probably wouldn't be quite as good. But like maybe a different fruit could be fun.
Blueberries.
Maybe like a bloob.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, maybe some bloobs in there, but that's good. So 4 out of 5 for me.
Maybe some bloobs, maybe some nudes. We don't know.
No, why would you put noodles in this? That's terrible. Goodness.
Sorry, laundry machine is rattling.
Hey.
Right
Oh,
I knew what it was
hey,
as
man,
soon
that's
as I
the
heard
danger of podcasting.
yeah, it's
I like it.
vibrating.
it.
the
Let's our
entire
audience know that you're a real person doing
Yeah.
laundry.
room. And then
Even
just-
your favorite podcasters have to do laundry sometimes.
just
Yeah.
a guy in the basement.
This is not
in the
normal when we
laundry
record,
room.
so that makes sense.
But yeah, I like it. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5.
5 out
I
of
would eat these
5.
again, and I will give them to my kids, and I'm sure they're gonna love it. I don't know. I might want to say that if they were just a tad smaller, they're almost a little bit too big for my mouth.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
think it's a perfect size. But I got a big
Bite
mouth,
size.
as we
have
learned
a
in
big
the
mouth.
I was
horse.
going to
We
say, do you
just
have a
learned
small oral
horse.
orifice?
Yeah, we learned in the horse description. I am getting a little bit of that tart taste now. I think
Right?
now that I only have one
It
left.
comes in just
or
at the
two
end.
left.
It's not bad, but sometimes it's a little much.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Pororo's Dalki Honey Crispy Roll. What is it called in English? Strawberry flavor grain rice cracker.
Yes.
So yeah, real good. And that's really been our show. Happy seollal and or Lunar New Year to all of you who celebrate and whatever language and culture you celebrate. We're excited. Welcome to the new year, fellas. Well, like to you, fellas, but also welcome listeners to the new year.
Thanks.
You too. Yes.
Say hey, bog money 받으세요.
Say hey, bog money, 받으세요.
Which translates to may you get much favor in the new year. And also maybe money. I don't know. Yeah.
That's only if you bow, though. Only if you bow.
Only if you do this, hey babe.
And also,
yeah, if you want to reach out to us and let us know, give us feedback. I know there's something that you're supposed to reply yes or no to without any further context, which I've literally already forgotten. You can do that on our social media at Janchi Show on all the major platforms. You can send us an email to janchishow@justLikeMedia.com. If you have a question, if you are an adoptee and you want someone to chat with, or you're not an adoptee and you want to ask a question about how best to interact with your adoptee loved one, you can send us a voicemail to 972-677-8867. Once again, that's 972-677-8867. We will get that voicemail and then play it on a social or on a solo. Am I forgetting anything? I probably am. Nathan, keep me honest, man.
No, I mean, you have the emails, you have our Facebook, we had Instagram. Just contact us any way you guys want. Leave a review if you want. We talk about it a lot at the end of our episodes, so you guys know. We don't want to.
What if it's the new listener?
Yeah, we don't want to stretch it out. That's
Okay, Sarah, I just want to sidebar real quick. Sarah got really grossed out that I said keep me honest, but I'm going to contend that one of the reasons that I said keep me honest is because we spend a lot of time making fun of business language. So that's
Why is that a
double-edged sword
bad
of making
thing?
fun of.
Now I got to dig into this. Why is this a bad
It's just,
thing?
we'll save it for the next solo, but basically
We're
we
gonna
just hate businessy language.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hate businessy language. I get it.
Okay.
Anti-capitalist. Same.
No, it's just anti-cult. The cult of business.
Anti-Indianapolis
So-
Colts. Is that what you just said?
No, cult. CULT.
Oh.
from the
Cult.
hit book Cultish.
Oh.
And the podcast sounds like a cult.
Interesting.
Cool. If you guys want to find me, I'm nnowalk on Instagram.
I'm at Patrick in the World on Instagram.
And I am at KJ Rilke wherever I want to be found. If you want to talk to me about cults and the language of cults and all that stuff, that'd be great. Because I literally cannot stop thinking about it. So holla at me.
Holla at him.
And that is it for our show, right?
That's it for
Sounds
our show.
good.
Until
All
next
right.
week.
Lunar New Year.
Until next week, say hey, book Monday, 받으세요.
Goodbye.